You are not lazy. You are in a negotiation with a version of yourself you haven't met yet. That moment of the alarm is not a call to work. It is a meeting. The participants are the you who went to sleep, perhaps hopeful, perhaps planning, and the you who is waking up, raw, immediate, governed by sensation and comfort. The you who set the alarm last night was making a promise. The you hearing it now is being asked to keep that promise. And everything that follows in your day, the quality of your focus, the resilience of your patience, the depth of your confidence, is shaped by the outcome of that very first private meeting. Does the present self honor the past self's intentions, or does it immediately break that contract for the sake of 5 more minutes of oblivion? When you break that contract, you don't just lose time. You initiate a subtle but pervasive internal dissonance. You start your day having already demonstrated to yourself that your word is not reliable, that your plans are negotiable, that the part of you that wants growth is easily overruled by the part that wants comfort. This creates a low-grade psychological friction that runs underneath everything. You're scrambling not just because you're late, but because you are trying to outrun that initial feeling of self-betrayal. You grab your phone to distract from it. You rush to bury it under activity. You react to emails and demands with a heightened irritability because you are already frustrated with yourself. The day feels like it's happening to you because in that first act, you relinquished your role as the author. You handed the pen to circumstance, and so the morning becomes a series of reactions. To the clock, to the traffic, to other people's agendas. You are building your day on a foundation of apology, already compensating for a lapse no one else saw. Contrast this with the anatomy of a morning that begins with integrity. The alarm sounds. There is no debate. Debate implies 2 equal perspectives, but they are not equal. One is the voice of your immediate temporary feeling. The other is the voice of your considered intent. When you rise, you are not winning a battle against yourself. That's a violent, exhausting way to see it. You are simply aligning your actions with your deeper authority. You are allowing the wiser, planning version of you, the one that can see beyond the warm pillow, to lead. The physical act is simple. Feet on floor, deep breath, upright posture. But the psychological act is profound. You have just reinforced a chain of command within yourself. You have told every subconscious part of your mind, we keep our promises here. Our word matters. This is the true, overlooked value of that early quiet space. It is not merely time for yourself. It is a training ground for sovereignty. In that quiet, with no audience, you practice the act of being who you said you would be. And what you choose to do in that space is almost secondary. It could be movement. It could be reading. It could be sitting with a coffee and staring at the dawn. The activity is not the point. The point is the context. You are doing something before the world claims your attention. before you are needed, before you are in a role. This before state is crucial. It is the only time in the day, when you are truly undefined by external demands. You are not an employee, a partner, a parent, a friend. You are simply a conscious being, inhabiting your own time. That experience, even for 20 minutes, changes the quality of your consciousness for the next 12 hours. You move into your roles from a place of fullness, not depletion. You respond from a center that was established in silence. People misunderstand discipline. They think of it as a suppression of desire, a kind of self-punishment. But in this context, discipline is the highest form of self-respect. It is the act of valuing the you that has a vision more than the you that has an impulse. Every time you do it, you deposit trust into an account with yourself. You build what psychologists call self-efficacy, the bone-deep belief that you can do what you set out to do. This bank account of self-trust is your most important resource. It's what you draw on when a project gets hard, when a difficult conversation is needed, when you need to set a boundary. If that account is empty, because you've been breaking small promises to yourself every morning, you will have no foundation for the bigger challenges. You'll feel like an imposter, because on a fundamental level, you have not been trustworthy to yourself. So the question is not, how do I force myself to get up? That's the wrong framing. It creates resistance. The question is, how do I make the meeting between my nighttime self and my morning self easier? How do I set the conditions for integrity? It starts the night before, with respect. Respect for the morning version of you who will need clarity. That means preparing the room, putting the alarm across a space you must cross, having a glass of water by the bed. It means closing the day with intention, not collapsing into exhaustion from mindless scrolling. You are handing off a baton. You want the runner receiving it, your morning self, to find it easy to grasp. And then, in the morning, you change the narrative. You don't say, I have to get up. That feels like a punishment. You say, I get to claim this quiet. You shift from obligation to privilege. You are not losing sleep. You are gaining presence. The first few minutes will be a physiological transition, your body catching up to your decision. Drink the cold water. Stretch. Breathe deliberately. You are signaling to your nervous system that the night is over, and a new state of being has begun. This isn't about willpower muscling through fatigue. It's about awareness, gently guiding the body into a new phase. The ripple effect of this is not about checking off more tasks. It's more fundamental. It's about the tone of your inner dialogue. When you start the day by keeping a promise to yourself, the voice in your head changes. It becomes more supportive, more trustworthy. It says, you did that hard thing. You can handle this next thing. Challenges are met not with panic, but with a latent confidence born from that first successful act of self-governance. Your decisions throughout the day carry more weight because they come from a person who has already proven capable of choosing the right thing over the easy thing. Your focus deepens because you are not simultaneously managing the background noise of self-disappointment. This practice, day after day, is not building a better routine. It is building a more integrated self. The gap between your aspirations and your actions narrows. The person you want to be and the person you are, when no one is watching, begin to merge. That merger happens in the quiet, uncelebrated minute of rising. There is no applause. There is no external validation. There is only the simple, profound satisfaction of congruence. You said you would, and you did. The world will spend the rest of the day trying to pull you in 100 directions. It will make its demands, present its dramas, and seek your energy. Let the morning be your anchor. Let that first decision be the quiet, uncompromising statement that you are the source of your own time, your own focus, your own peace. Not later, when conditions are perfect. Not tomorrow, when you feel more ready. But now, in the dark, before anyone else knows you are awake. That is where a life of quiet authority begins. Not with a shout, but with a decision so silent, only you can hear it. And that is enough.